I just got an ad break. Ooh, Photon. A double kill. Oh my fucking what? Photon, what the?
Would interact in Twitch, so I might do a new authoring of some cleaned up icons. Oop, I'm hearing myself now.
Yep.
Why am I hitting that?
Who can I ping? Omerta?
Are we muted?
Probably not. I mean, if you join into it, I could always wait. Which game is this? Is this Merchant?
Hi. I could try doing it. Yeah.
Again, I'm still hearing myself too, which is very strange.
I mean, I could stream it. I mean, because I have Pribs, right? Yeah. That's why you have it open on Streamlabs. I have them. All right. Are we started? Yikes. Okay, I'm launching the. I mean, it is. It's a chill stream. It's the rivals. It's not our fault. Okay. All right. So looks like Neo is breaching through into pit right now, and we have maybe a couple of people going beach, Ikazo and Kamina. Plebdo is already up into observation. Lights are off. Observation is going to be in trouble. Sleep gets put down by Plebdo, even though he tried to super shot it from close range. Photon laying in some ammo there onto observation. He's going to be flashed out. He's banged out. Plebdo does get a kill. In the meantime, Beach is pushing up into jungle and river. Collins fighting out ruins. Razor gets a snip right up on Collins' forehead with that Legros. Plebdo holding that small angle, trying to wait for Razor to push out. He gets a kill down there. 4v1 situation. Tommy is trying to hold that barb right under bridge. Sachi gets Tommy running away, and that was an easy round. Woo! Woo! But so I mean, that map in particular is pretty hard to hold, especially once you have observation control. I mean, pit going from pit straight to observation, taking lights off at the same time. People in observation can't really quote unquote ghost the players as they're going from one side to the next, and they get taken out there. And of course, with night vision goggles being pretty damn good, I don't think they even had any flares in observation. I could be wrong, but it was pretty easy there for Neo, and it's a 1-1.
But at least it's bringing it into a more of a tied-up situation, so that's at least good. I'll have
Oh
to
yeah,
see. I'll have to be able to get into the game here, so you might have to just helm for a little bit. I can offer just a little bit of commentary, but I'm just trying to get into the game currently.
I got you. I got you. I mean, yeah. So these two teams in general are probably considered the best two teams. No offense to the rest in rivals. It's projected that they're going to go to DPL for the playoffs at least. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes here. I think Neo made it to the semifinals of that Nemesis tournament, while Razor did get Katura did get knocked out by Nemesis first round. So, but it was a difficult outing for Nemesis that game, if I remember correctly, for both of them. So. This is going to be a particularly interesting game to watch. We have Snow Thief. Are you loaded in yet?
Yes, I am in here on the C-Store map.
So it looks like the attackers have some plans to use a wall charge inside, obviously dropping down to storefront here. Instead of wall charging to storage, they want to pull a fast one on defenders and wall into arcade and possibly get a kill there. I know it gives you arcade control and you're able to clear that side of the map off. However, like that big bang onto storage and clearing it out and taking their room is what I would rather prefer. But in this case, it looks like they, you know, they want to do something different, and the wall charge did. We'll see if that works.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the defenders are going to be trying to hold that storefront pretty hard, which is a lot of teams will play back, so it's good to see that they're going to try to go for maybe a little bit of chip damage here. It does look like the attackers will go for, or Neo will go for a green
Bathroom
push
split.
through the window and then push through office into bathroom. Additionally, they might be using that wall charge to break into arcade and definitely try to pincer storage. It is looking like the defenders might be able to collapse back in on top of them if this is indeed the play.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know. I didn't watch the first map. I don't know if they went eco first round. It looks like they have door and wall charge here, or just they have door and wall charge. So they might be breaching bathroom here to try to pincer the defenders into the small space of office and storage, while simultaneously taking arcade with that wall charge. So we see the attackers here with that onslaught through the freezer windows, the freezer food barriers in that case. Plebdo with a double banger right up on Tommy and Photon, getting kills left and right. Razor trying to pull out with the auto shotgun onto storefront, but gets taken down by Kamina. Kamina finishes. I mean, they didn't even get to use a wall charge there. That was a quick round. Looks like they tried. Okay, well, it looks like they tried to catch the attackers off guard as they drop into storefront, but they just melted. Obviously with the DL clearing out Teller in office.
Yeah, definitely looks like what ended up happening is Plebdo ended up getting two of those initial picks and wrapped up with a third. It really nobody was guarding in the bathroom either, which offered the attackers a very quick push into that teller area and into the, I believe it was arcade on the right side. Getting that initial push, surprising the defenders who thought they were going to be coming in through storefront. There was also an opening up kind of pick off of the upper window into freezer, which forced the auto shotgun back. I think it was some pretty hard chip damage on the initial too.
So Neo did a good job attacking. Let's see how they do defending. This map in particular, Dusk Mongoose, is a difficult one to attack. When you breach office, you still have to go through kitchen and then obviously onto club. And it's a terrible time for attackers to get in there because you just get wall bang all across from club onto kitchen or club onto the backstage. And it looks like they do. Sleep does draw that out, but I don't think that's the way they're going to go. I think what Kiko's implying here is that they're just going to straight eco this and then take hall and hopefully surprise them in club, because the kitchen take from office is pretty difficult. But that does leave the defenders extra real estate, you could say, so they can rotate around, get that flank. You don't want to give too much of the map up as an attacker either, so it's going to be interesting to see if they do take office or they just chill in lockers and hold that door.
Well, I would say that this checkpoint play is being fully called by Neo. It's gonna prove to be a very difficult uh, push for uh, Kitura.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And it looks like they might even commit the door charge on that green door to pull up to pop past that barb. So it looks like they're gonna use that nade on a projected barb onto the locker onto a hall door, and then use their door charge a subsequent door in club later on. But we'll see if Neo play aggressively. They usually play pretty laid back, except Colin he'll swing once in a while. Behind club, possibly with the KR. As we see here, looks like they're going to actually do show some aggression this time around with opening that door from hallway onto checkpoint. Ikazo with that snipe. Looks like he's just jump peeking. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, they changed their mind on that. Ikazo still considering it. Smoke does come out on that window. Katura gonna come out soon. The pre-fire from the attackers on through that glass does take some chip damage off of Ikazo here as they work their way into checkpoint. They see that barb here is they see that barb onto the hall door. It looks like they're gonna avoid it for now and possibly either use a nade or probably door charge this one and go on to the next, which is which I think would be the best case in this situation. They're gonna shotgun it and use a nade instead. They're gonna bop that nade right now. Boom, that's over. Razor right now is gonna be dry checking these corners here. It's not the best thing to do. Colin does get a kill. Looks like he swung on the hallway. Does get a kill on the Kuko while he was in trouble. Sleep does drop a flashbang deep into the hall. The door is open. He does get a wallbang damage in through, but he gets traded off from Colin, who's still tucked into the hallway. He's gonna be pushed out by Razor. Razor does take him down. Sachi with that Molotov to try to slow that push from hall off the club for a bit. It looks like Tommy's still chilling outside with the smoke. He's gonna smoke that bar angle from Sachi there. Door charge goes off to buy his to stop that barb from actually doing anything significant. Looks like they're just gonna back up after this. I don't know. They're playing really laid back here. Photon, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably just gonna drop his clacker in the corner there and get it back later. Ikazo with this shot to ring out the halls. Fails to land. However, Kamino trying to get that cover fire in so Ikazo could reload and get it picked later. Tommy's pushed up onto Sachi. Will he get killed? Yes, he does. In the meantime, Photon is just chilling outside of the flag. Looks like he's saving that one.
He's now saving. They dedicated those two players into Hall. Really good defense here. Crittera definitely got it bogged down. They were checking for a lot of rat spots in lockers off a checkpoint, and then Colin was easily able to swing around and just get that pick, falls back, gets a second pick on hallway, and then it was just down to a lot of crossfire, leaving Neo with a lot of advantage.
I feel like it was a predictable thing to do to go green there. I would have liked to see them breach hall, the red door instead, to get control of that area, because as you could see, it was pretty heavily contested there, especially by Cullen with the neck in the end, and Ikazo and I believe Sachi with an Ingmar laying down that cover fire in the meantime. So it was an interesting situation there.
They had Neo definitely had put in a good defense, especially across that open club area. It allowed them to really lock down Hall. There was also a lot of wall banging coming in from that north side because they never cleared kitchen or anything like that. So it allowed the defender to just sit and blind fire down hallway, really slowing down that attacking push.
Yeah. Some ingenuity, they try to use that door charge onto the green door onto club there so they could take it instead of using a red door to blow up a barb, but the plan didn't really go into fruition and it just failed in the end. So it looks like the attackers here on Chrome Dog are gonna throw a curveball. I mean, it's pretty much easy to defend with the two bars as you see on the river bridge and the ruins, you could say ramp from river, and they're gonna blow that jungle door instead of pit. Now, obviously, they can come down from jungle onto the stair from that jungle breach onto the jungle and base itself. However, once you come up on river, you're kind of left with a little choke. As you see on the left hand side of the map, there's a little ramp in which they go to, which they do intend on barbing, and that can be held from multiple angles. You have the ruins angle that can peek down here. You have people from head glitching bomb, or even from behind the rocks, and of course up on the staircases swinging to hold that. But of course, a few well placed flashbangs and a nade could easily negate that. But it depends on how they do this. They need to be quick because we have some people on the defending side, Neo, playing in pit and in observation. So it'll be a. I mean, if they do decide to 5-man push that, it'll catch the defenders off guard. But it looks like they're going to be splitting instead. They're going to have 2 people go beach. We have Sleep and Kako with the Black Tar and the Saber go beach here. As you see, Sleep is already running. He's making his way down to beach right now. He may be careful. He has to be careful here and probably flash Ikazuda, who does have his sights right on that doorway. It looks like he's going to toss a Molotov instead as he was flashed out. But little does he know that Kako and Sleep are already pushed up on beach like it's Normandy. As we
Two
see,
Molotovs.
two Molotovs already wasted. They tried to do maximum damage, but it was too late at that time. Smokes come out from Sleep. It looks like they want to trick the defenders into thinking that it's a soul green take. And then finally Jungle breaches out. Razor realizes that it's Barb. He does get a mop damage. He's gonna double flash, take Kamina and Ikazu at the same time. He does get put down just by that ramp barb alone. And now it's just gonna be a fest of who's getting peaked and who dies first before any commitment is going to be shown, as Photon is the only flash bearer in that team, calling with another kill on Tommy. Sleep is going to be pushed out with the help of the flashbang coming out from Tommy. Sleep with the black dart pushed up. Will he get Kamina? Yes, he does. Ikazo's holding his angle. A trade with Kuko. Kuko does take Colin, but Ikazo does snipe Sleep, and it looks like it's going to be a 2v3 scenario with no flashbangs remaining on the attacker side. So they're pretty stuck right now. I don't know if they're going to save that Saber or Kuko's is going to slow peak angles. It's probably the way to go here. Sachi is going to be retreating from pit as there's really no need for him. And Kuko does take Plebdo down in ruins. 18 seconds to defuse, as 25 seconds is not sufficient to fully defuse the bomb. Photons rushing in right after Ikazo. He does take Ikazo down. Will he take Sachi? There's a possibility here for a clutch from Photon.
Get it.
Oh, he's going to stick it now? Oh, Sachi is reloading his falling back. He doesn't know that Photon can basically stick this without even committing. Sachi with the defensive clutch there. Photon almost got it. I wonder if he could have just stuck it without being seen by Sachi there, but he chose to swing out on him instead, and 4-1 goes to Neo.
You would have to dance around the bomb. Seeing the Photon Kuko pushing up, making it playing off each other, but really Photon having to try and clutch it out, and that doesn't work in this situation, especially with some of the 2 best rivals teams right now.
Yeah, I think that Barb, especially on that ramp, like I discussed earlier, is a really good place to hold as a defender, and it's really difficult to attack. So that's why most teams, when they strategize initially, they decide to go for that pit breach and take observation because it's just so much easier instead of being choked there. It almost worked though. Props to Katura. It almost worked. They were left in a 1-on-1 scenario, but in the end, they couldn't clutch it up, and it's 4-1 now, and they're down 3 rounds, and it's
definitely
important that they at least get this C-store round, so they have something to work on the next attack.
Seems very strong. You have the immediate stair axe, you have the immediate drop in and the wall charge into these walls getting into bomb. But Zach, I don't think that that's going to be enough knowing these 2 teams. Do you think that Kirita can take this round, even with the map in their favor?
Yeah, they're kind of calling out where they want to put where they're going to in concern of where they want to attack. It does look like they are going to do a wall charge into storage. So the immediate concern obviously being Freezer and Teller, and it's looking like they're going to try to defend that as much as possible on their entry. It's not showing me where I'm not seeing a lot from Neo here about what they overly want to do for defense, so we'll see what happens when they come in on defense. It's just seeming like they want to put a barbed wire on storage, which could be a huge detriment if the attackers are immediately able to take storefront, push hard with the wall charge. It could actually cause more harm than good putting the barbed wires there. It does look like they're also concerned about Teller and barbing that. Again, I'm not really, the real contested area where you'd want to play as a defender is pretty much just based around arcade and bathroom.
Most definitely. And
So
going into the round, we see the barbs in storage. We see the barb Teller expecting the storefront play, expecting going to Teller, going to bathroom. Razor having the shotgun and the grenade. And we see pretty bog standard kit all over Kirita. I mean, we have the auto shotty on Plebdo. We have the utility on Sachi and the rest of Neo. But, I mean, with storefront and especially wall charge being as powerful it is on C-Store, looks like it's going to be a very tough round for both teams.
Oh yeah, as we see here, the attackers here lining up in storefront, dropping down right now. As they disperse quickly into Freezer and trying to take that whole control of the west side of the map, but Arcade is heavily defended by Plebdo with the auto shotgun and Kazo with the tub. Wall charge is being placed right now on storage. Sleep will clack it in any minute now. It looks like they're gonna opt to wait and push Arcade to the first. No, never mind, they do clack it. Molly comes out from Colin to hinder that push for a bit. Storage is still relatively free right now if they do want to take it, but that barbed wire might be a problem to be pushed as Sachi does re-molly that, and it looks like they're taking time off the clock. 1 minute remaining here with two people playing arcade. Kamina rotating behind the bomb. Mikazo gets a kill on Razor, who tries to dry peek arcade. Or
the grenade goes down.
Sleep gets a kill on Plebdo. Photon and gets 2 kills on Mikazo. Plebdo. Tommy gets a kill on Colin. Looks like we got one guy remaining. That's his Sachi with the knack all the way in the bathroom. Looks like he's rotating quickly in Teller, but he's barbed off by his own, and Tommy does get a kill in the end.
Tommy getting 2, Photon getting 2. It's amazing, Zach. How did they make this all happen?
Well, I think it was. I was really hoping that the auto shotgun by Neo, they were hinging around that arcade and storage, and I thought as soon as the wall charge went down, they had 2 really good mollies to kind of slow everything down. The attackers just held, right? They held good angles, and once again, it did look like the barbed wires that got placed in front of Teller and in that storage on the defenders that were on the right side completely choked themselves off. You saw one of them having to rotate through the barbed wire to get behind bomb, just to try to hold that entry. That play is so strong. I feel on that map, holding storefront is actually one of the best things you can do. That play is kind of the #1 thing that stuck out to me as soon as we loaded in on that map.
Definitely. And going into this factory, it's pretty standard factory. Sinister Spectre. I mean, but we do see some very, very different parts of the map. The no man's land overlooking office, that does happen a lot, but this office breach coming into it, especially being pretty accessible from Toxic, this makes this map very dynamic, especially around these red breaches. We have dogs being kind of powerful, though. Easy access to no man's land, easy access into power. And I mean, at this point, with how strong we saw that attack from Kirito last round, I think maybe they can take this.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting angles that have to be assessed here on this map. In particular, a lot of factories which have been in rotation recently have been very open. And while there are open sections in this map in particular, this one has a lot of interesting angles from Fan, from Toxic, Office, even off of Docks. There's a lot of different height variations off of this area. I do like that the defenders can't get up on top of this Fan to be able to do barbed wire or any cheeky stuff like that. It's definitely is keeping the pipeworks separated. Sometimes you'll see that Office and pipeworks are kind of all connected, and this is kind of one of those instances where that is not the case. So yeah, there's a lot of really interesting angles. I feel like Fan is a really strong push here. But it's looking like they're just going to go with a solid green setup. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening here. It looks like a really fun map to play.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like going into this round, you have all these powerful players. The off coming out from Izako, and so I mean, we see this powerful kit. We have the Saber on Kuko, what a very powerful sniper as they kind of push into the storage place. We see the plan coming up from Kirita, a very standard push into storage, see if they can open fan so Kuka can come out and get all the frags that they need. We have this green plan. Kamina sitting right here in Toxic, watching these angles with the LS. We have the Barb going into pipe hooks, going into main lane from storage, and this can really change how this dynamic has worked. We have this Trojan and Clacker going into office, but I mean, will they be soon enough? The two players in Toxic having to watch these angles. Kuko going up close, but he doesn't take the angle. Tommy Sleep all sitting there with Kuko and the Saber making his peaks. The charge isn't there yet. The charge is waiting. They're trying to figure it out. The Barb, the smoke goes out. Community taking shots. Sachi doing nothing. And we have Kuko slowly peek around the corner, slowly try to gain ground. Oh, Zako takes one on Kuko. Zako's able to make it in a 5v4. Kirita are trying to regain the ground. The Saber being picked up by Sleep. Tommy and Sleep pushing into the pipe hook. We have no charge into office. Plebdo gets one. Colin is sitting there. Oh, Plebdo dies. Colin gets killed. Tommy dies. Sees Zako in the mop. Razor gets one and goes into a 2v2. We have less health on Razor. We have less utility on this, but Zako is able to get Razor with the mop shot, dropping the flash, dropping Razor, Photon, picking up the Igmar from Plebdo's body, picking up the flash from the body. He takes shots up, but nothing connects. Izako sitting in the bomb room, crashing on the bomb. Bomb is starting to tick down at 26 seconds. They only have 15 seconds to do anything. The 2v1 makes it almost impossible, and Photon starts to back out, taking the Igmar and flash and Clacker and running back to the truck. It seems that Team Neo was able to completely shut down this push from storage and completely make sure that this office push did little to nothing. And Omerta, how were able to Neo capitalize on this?
Well, it looks like the lack of utility there, or maybe the late breach on office didn't really go to plan. I feel like if they should have used it earlier to at least take Ikazo's mop shots raining in on the people coming in from green, and instead focus on people on office too. So he was basically just holding one choke, you could say, along with Colin. And so that diversion was a little too late, in my opinion. And I think if that was a little sooner, they probably would have been caught off guard.
Oh, 100%. And Zach, we see that going into the next round that Kirita have to kind of come together. Going into this kill house, I mean, it's a 5-2 up for Neo, and I kind of want to get both your thoughts on, can the comeback happen? Can we see Kirita take kill house and even Dome at this point and try and convert it into a 5-4 going into the fourth set? But it's looking pretty dire.
Yeah, I see it as this is going to be a real struggle. This is a vault map. This is a really interesting vault map with this long angle. You can either decide to it's interesting because I almost think you have to hold reception and club. You can almost let them try to take button on this map. This is kind of one of those maps where it's you can, as long as you hold lockers door and reception door, you can kind of give them button because everybody can fall back into the vault. This is kind of one of those things where I'd like to be able to freely use vault as an actual defensive point, so I'd be a little bit worried if Neo actually barbs this off, which they had kind of shown. They are going all out on this defense though and trying to barb pretty much every entrance, so I would say I would almost want to see somebody hold a late barb here. That would allow you to kind of take shots off of this backstage area, and then you could even try to use this bar. You would have to be a little bit careful for people coming in just swarming you off of this. Again, this bar is very interesting, being this, you know, dead side of the room with an entrance into this office section. So I really like this map. I find it very intriguing to play around.
I mean, Mop seeing on the defender's side attacking this reception. We do see that Team Neo is having this plan that they Kirita might go lockers, but that's far from the case. The reception play looks very likely. And I mean, Omerta, are Neo going to be completely caught off guard due to the complete difference in plans from each team?
Yes and no. As long as we have two Molotovs in club, so they can hopefully stop any push. It looks like Ikazo does plan on barbing the locker push too, just in case. So he's ready for the lockers breach, just in case. But to be honest, I don't think so. The bar placements are well. They have the long range weapons on reception door if need be. So it'll be evident that soon enough that it's going to be an easier take. It looks like Plebdo is going to be playing a little cat and mouse with the button as soon as they start taking club with many flashes possibly and using that door charge on that reception door. He's going to shut the button now. Anytime now. I predict the button shut. There we go. Easy. Lots of utility already being used here. From the attacker side onto club, and without even taking it, they're just holding from the outside now, and it looks like they officially take control of bar as well. Kitchen will soon be used as a little bunker for the defenders as Plebdo and Kamina are ready for the onslaught coming. Plebdo lines up the Molotov, does get used. Banger does come out, but it's wasted. I don't know if somebody's out into kitchen. Nope, nobody. Plebdo might swing. He is a little bit aggressive there. He's going to be flashed. He plays anti-flash. He gets one. He gets two with the auto shotgun on the kitchen.
Yeah.
Now it's a 3v2 situation here. Cucko still holding the flank. They do press the vault button open, and they got to be careful about fully rotating out of kitchen because Camino might go in to close that vault. Sachi pushes behind, goes back and kills Cucko too. Oh my goodness, that's 2 in reception.
What a
Sachi
blunder!
with a little snake play.
Cucko,
I don't know.
Wait
not
for
watching
a
it.
second. I don't. That was brutal. Oh, and through the door in office, they get the snipes. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what
a
angle
round.
Cucko decided to hold for a second. How did Sachi get into reception and kill his teammate?
Yeah, that door
Like
should
how?
have been held down. That was a small. Maybe he was caught typing in chat. I don't know what happened there.
Who
You know?
knows? You saw the wall bangs. He was probably in the map communicating, but that doesn't excuse it. We go
no,
6-2
yeah, you're right. He was just
into
giving
it.
call outs. You're right, and it allowed
Going
it allowed
6-2 into dome. It's
Oh
can,
boy.
will Kuka make the same mistake? Well,
No.
Cure to
That's
make
a
the same
blunder
mistake,
there.
losing these rounds, allowing Neo to kind of just take ground, get double kills, and going into this dome map, Beach looks powerful, Ruins looks powerful, especially with power, and so does you have all these angles that attackers can go through. But I mean, Neo look like they have such a strong defense. And Zach, Omer, I want to know: is this the final round? Is this the round that shuts off?
I wish I could have.
This
We could have heard comms in on that last round because I want to know what happened.
We all do, and it looks like that.
Yeah.
Barbs and base. It looks a very standard setup. You have this barb and these choke points, but Zach, I mean,
Yeah, I think
Kirita do
they're
have a
already
pretty strong
calling
attack.
what the play is. I think they're already calling the play that they're gonna want to go into this jungle off of runes. So I mean, they might have just said, nope, it does look like a green door entry, but once again, Neo is already planning for what these plays are. They're hedging their bets to make sure that if there is a green door push, observation is held. They're putting in for pits to make sure observation is held. This is an observation bomb. Power is really important here, I think, for the attackers to take, just because all of these see-through windows, right, are going to cause a lot of... It's just going to allow the defenders to have constant call-outs.
Oh yeah, so here we go with Rushing Donut, in memory of our very own Donut.
Going into this
So-
round.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to use this wall charge to get this door, and I mean, this observation bomb is very powerful, facing away, and it looks like that they might have to just use this charge, go into pit, and try and just take gunfights. And it looks, and taking these gunfights against one of the best teams in Rivals, if not the best team in Rivals right now, seems like a death wish. Omerta, how are they going to take this round? I don't see how anything Kirita do can take it over Neo's.
Oh, what a Molotov. So it looks like the defenders timed a Molotov directly on when Cucko wanted to kick the door. So he takes a tick of damage, I guess, or not at all. So it delays him a bit. Cucko does kick the door along with the flashback. Camino with the rails coming on to sleep at Cucko, but finds little to nobody there. Sleep probably only loses 10 HP, if I'm right. Yes, he loses 12. Pit does get blown, so the defenders are aware. Plebdo is holding that barb. He's waiting for the swing. He's waiting for a flashbang. Smoke comes out onto jungle to make Cucko push into jungle here. Maybe he'll go for power. I don't think so. He's just gonna push up instead. He's gonna be Ikazo with the snipe on sleep. Oh my goodness. He just
Ruins,
it's
gunfights.
going down now. Coco pushing up into observation. He's trying to get the next onto Sachi. Plebdo's gonna swing right now. It does get killed by Plebdo while Ikazo's trying to flank at the same time. And it looks like we got Tommy left here, along with Photon in pit, trying to put it in observation, but Plebdo does seem to be seeing them. He's calling them out right now. Flashbang rings out into observation. Photon's gonna swing, but he's gonna be fine. He's gonna find a firing squad there. Is he gonna make it along with Tommy? No. Tommy goes down, but he does take Khan down with him initially. Sachi. And Ikazo gets the kill on Photon. That's it. GG.
Oh
7-2.
my goodness, the snipes on that man can apparently pick your head off from across the map. Goodness gracious.
What a
good
game.
swing. Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. And you see that they just try to take these gunfights against these players, and they couldn't do it. The two pushes seem to be almost half of what Kita can really do. And you do have to give a lot to both teams. Both teams have very strong players, ex-DPL players, if not some of the best players grinding ranked right now. But I mean, going to the next map, Kita have to regroup and rethink. Zach, can they take the next game, or is it going to be a repeat of this previous one?
Yeah, it seems like there's just a slight lack of coordination from Kitara. The real difficulty here is Neo's looking like their callouts are on point, their strategies are on point. They're making sure that they're doing proper rotations. A lot of these plays have come down to just better execution by Neo. I'm not sure how much you can really like go into a halftime and then come back out, but we'll see. I mean, they could start identifying some of the. I think it's partly cleaning up some of their mistakes, right? I think it's partly, making sure that they might have to change strategies. Maybe making it. They're trying to do some of these really tricksy, split plays and making and they're just getting picked off really quick. It might have to be just like go for the straightforward play instead of trying to go around these edges. It seems like they're trying to do a lot of things at once instead of just focusing in on what is the easiest play, and then trying to counter that. So. They're really struggling right now, and I think that if they just made that one adjustment or one or two adjustments, that might be able to help them in the next set of rounds.
And I don't think it's in the individual players. Murda, you can tell me more. You've played a lot against both these teams, but the individual players on each team, Kirita especially, are very strong. Same with Project Neo, Plebdo, Izako, Kuko, Razor. All of these players on both teams are so strong, but it just seems that like teamwork is what's needed to make the dream work. And I mean, the dream's not there for Kirito right now. And maybe they can take a nap and try to make that dream happen in the next game, but it looks very drab. It looks very dire. And as we go into this next game, what are you looking to see? Probably Kirito to do better, but also Neo to do better.
Well, you're right. I mean, we got gifted players on both sides of the field here. But in the end, it's a team game. Neo had been playing, I think, together as a team a little longer than Katura has. Katura has been incepted 2 weeks ago?
Around, I think it was totally like a month ago.
Yeah, they haven't had the time that Neo has when it comes to chemistry and working together in comms, etc. And obviously, the lineup's been changing, especially on Katura's side as well. So I'm not really entirely concerned. This is a best of 2, if I'm not mistaken. So the next, or is it a best of 3? I think it's the best of 2, right?
Best of 2. Best of 2.
Yeah.
We're going to the second match.
So 2 rounds basically, and you get points from winning or drawing, and you don't all lose or losing, of course. So
yeah.
There's a chance of a comeback here by Katura's end. It's not the end of the world. I have faith, and we'll see how it goes. They just need to be a little bit better when it comes to attacking. Their utility usage has been all over the place. There's been blunders here and there. We can't not forget Kuko's blunder of letting a defender right under his nose sneak by him and get a flank kill, and gets the kill on him. Looks like he was on mat view at that time, or he was AFK. I don't know what was going on with him, but they just need to. I think it's a good team. They'll be better, and hopefully we'll see that game 2.
Yeah, and I mean, we see that both these teams are trying to kind of regroup, recycle, and I mean, if we kind of look at the format for these rivals, I mean, it's going to be two matches. We already saw one, and if Kyoto want to get any points going into week 2, if they want to get any points from this match, they need to win, and if they don't, they're going to get zips out of nothing, and that could really hurt them in the Swiss.
I mean, this is week 1, right?
Mhm.
And so, I mean, a win is kind of like an opening statement for your season, right? So it is very important for both of these teams to kind of. I mean, for Neo, it's keep doing what you're doing because it seems to be working, and you know, that's just one of those things. I mean, like both teams, and this is where Kitara will what they have to make some adjustments, right? So this is kind of the next game. We'll see if both teams will have honed their edges in on this next set of games. It might also be a little bit of the first game of the season jitters too. So
Oh, of course.
you know, mistakes are kind of expected here, just especially in your very first game. So yeah, we'll see if they can bounce back, and if Neo keeps doing what they're doing.
And as we kind of jump into this second match, we're looking for a lot on both sides. We're looking for consistency on Neo, and we're looking for better play on Kitura. And as we kind of jump into it, the first map that we see is going to mean a lot. The first map is a C-store. And we have Project Neo on the attack side and Kitura on defense, respectively. And so going into this C-store, if this is storefront bomb, this might set the precedent for the rest of the game. I mean, what do y'all think is going to happen if it is that storefront bomb? If it is that win on Project Neo, is it just going to snowball into something that Q2 can't control? Because it's looking like we may have a bit of technical issues going in, but that doesn't seem to be going a lot. Loading into the match, loading into it. And I mean, this means a lot. We do have a lot of other rivals matches, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on is that which teams, bar Project Neo, look pretty strong in rivals at least. We have.
Interesting. All right.
Interesting. Huh. Seems to be a bit of a technical issue. Try to see if we can go into it. If we can connect to the server. Who knows? Lovely game, due processes, is it? You know.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I was in already, so that's why I was watching. It looks like they've already blown in through the north side of factory here, but they're.
We get into it. Lance Legion going into it fast and hard, and that's what I mean. Neo going to look like doing the wall charge into storefront. We have the storefront bomb, 2 flashes on the icon system immediately onto bomb. This looks like it's going to be a very, very fast round. We see that Kyoto set up to have this, so to say, retake. They don't see playing on bomb, even in storefront, more in the fridges, more in the freezer, more in the tellers, and they're gonna need to get more shots down range to try and get these kills. The charge goes out, everything goes out. Oh, we see Tommy. Oh, he gets immediately taken by Klepto, slowly taking down Teller's axis. Sleep gets one. Izako trades it off on Razor. It's a 4v3. Sleep is super low. There's no presence in storefront besides Photon and fridges. Photon making it out. No, he gets flashed out. Colin Sachi taking this push. Photon, he's going to have to get a kill. He's going to have to get something, but he doesn't. Colin gets Photon and Sleep. Kuko trying to take this, but they get nothing. Plebdo gets one. Kuko trades it back, but it's a 1v3 on the side of Kyuta, and now I think they can get it. Kyuta taking shots out. He gets shot back into Tellus. He's pushed back, and he's now pushed back into the grave. And this just goes to show how powerful we have this attack. Yes, this storefront bomb is something. Yes, this storefront bomb is attack decided, but it also shows that just how good shooting is on the side of Neo. Plebdo getting 2, Colin getting to an Exaco cleaning it up. This sets a very impactful first image of this game.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, man, it's interesting to watch Neo play because you're watching if one team member, you know, they might not be having the greatest of a round, another team member will step up to take care of it, right? And it's, you know, you have Colin, Plebdo, Izako, each one is kind of like rotating as they're playing and you know, really stepping up in certain maps or situations where they're getting 1, 2, 3 kills.
And I mean, we're seeing like usual power players last season, and even in the off season, people like Tommy, people like Sleep, kind of not showing up on the board. And that really does show in these rounds. And going into the next round, which I believe is a factory, they're gonna have to see if they can outsnipe the powerhouse that is Izako. Can Kuko do it? I think he can, but who knows? We go into the next round. It's a kill house, actually. So, Omerta, what do you think that Kitura can do to kind of stop this flow? What does this map look like in your eyes, and how can Kitura pull that with a win on defense?
Well, if anything, Katura sort of lucked out on this bomb site here without a wall charge onto hallway into a bomb site. Taking office or taking kitchen, they're going to have a lot of angles to face here, especially as defenders. So this is a defender's basically blessing in a way. The RNG gods blessed Katura here with a very, I mean, they came out with a pretty hard to defend C-store. And now they get this kill house by the gods that will save them here, because the long angle, so many angles here. There's some head glitches in this area. You can head glitch from behind sandbags back here. You can obviously play from back bar onto this barbed wire there. There's just so many corners that, as an attacker, that you need to be wary about. And let's say if they want to go office instead, there's so many chokes. You see, you have the initial brick house choke that they can wall bang onto. And finally, when you get onto bomb site, the flankers from hallway can do a significant amount of damage. And trust me, when I've played this map, I've seen this map played, and it's a pretty difficult one to push out. I mean, we do see some explanation points coming out here by the attackers, letting us know that where they're likely going to play. As I've mentioned here, one back in bar, one in this couch here, behind the head glitch, one on the sandbags there to peek these far angles to get the kills with probably Legros or Ingmars, and possibly a Mop. I wouldn't be surprised seeing one here to take that far engagements. But it'll be interesting to see how Neo do this. They do have some smokes planned out and some flashbangs too, so
definitely.
it'll be cool.
There's a lot of really nice fallback points for defenders. Like you said, this feels like a very defender-sided map. We'll see how Neo can execute on this.
Shots going out. Oh my.
Well, that's what the door closed.
Nothing.
That's what the door closed, baby.
Prediction.
Shots going out. Wallbang's going out. It seems that just making Neo Swiss cheese. Now the question is, can they turn that cheese into cheddar, making it into a round? Sleep has the Molotov. Sleep throws it out. Sleep taking shots at Sachi, but can he get the kill? No, he doesn't.
The whole freaking mag, bro. Sachi turns around, does some damage, but Colin finishes him off.
Yeah.
Wow, it's
delayed barb.
It's a 5v4, but can that 5v4 turn into something? Izako's outside. Izako with the save, but the flash goes in, hits Tommy. Tommy gets one. Colin trading out shots but doing nothing. Plebdo is low. Colin is low. They're stacking up in the club. But will Neo see this? We have the Saber taking out shots. We have the kill onto Tommy, making it a 4v3. Low health on the attacker side. Flash goes out. Molotov does nothing.
Oh, well, they're stuck here.
The attackers are so low right now. This push is going to be so difficult.
Plebdo's almost dead. Plebdo has the knack, and I don't think that's going to be helpful.
Kaka's going to do so much work here.
He has to. Photon, can he get me? No, he can. Kamina gets one. It's a 2v4, 2v3. Izako killing Colin, killing the teammate, but with the health it does know it, Kuko gets Kamina. A 2v2. Neo on low health. Plebdo only has 4 health. Kuko sitting in office. Razor sitting on the bomb site. Bomb site starting to tick down.
22
22,
seconds, they're holding.
21. They retreat, taking the KR, taking the Saber. 2 flashes on each team. And it looks like that we see Keter come out with a win using these wall bangs. The initial hit onto Plebdo doing a lot of work.
That the predictions for them to fire off the red door and then fire on the green door in missions just halted that attacker push. And again, like you said, there's so many choke points coming into there. They just kept getting choke pointed on the first door and then choke pointed on the second door, and they had I don't believe they had any frags to clear the wire, right? Or they used it on the first one, and then they had a reactionary wire waiting off of that bar. Surprisingly, they were able to take a couple good picks. So it was a little bit close, but there just wasn't enough time on the clock for them to do anything.
And going into this final round, this dome round, it's all going to kind of come out. Who can take the first lead in the first set? Who can make so that kind of sets what this match is going to be like? Because we did see Neo completely stomp Kiwi to game 1, but can't Tirka coming back. I mean, it looks like a Glass Sun, a very powerful observation push, but I want to get your both thoughts on this. Is it the observation push, or is it the ruins push?
Well, if they
Well,
do push, yeah, go ahead. Omar.
it's all yours, buddy. It's all yours.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I think at least for observation, taking power on this can be pretty strong. But I kind of, you can kick castle from interior now, even with power out, so it doesn't lock you into castle anymore. So that will let them get through there, but it is a pretty gnarly choke. And if the defenders are holding runes, which is looking like they really want to do, it means that they're probably going to be playing down in castle or base. So I think this is going to be pretty well covered. And they're also planning that there is going to be an observation push. Each team is kind of predicting and countering.
Yeah, 4 barbs on this map on the side of Kutura. 5 barbs actually. We see all this utility being used, but will it go to waste? The Saber taking beach, the nade for this castle door. It looks like we might see a charge into ruins, kind of scanning them out, but a push into observation, a push into beach, and cutting this map in half. I mean, it looks like Kitura's defense is pretty strong here, but is Neo's attack well enough and cut out enough to make sure they get the 3rd round in the set? Barbs go out. It looks pretty standard. Camino drawing into this ruins. I mean, are we going to see a complete split off the side of Neo? Looks like we are. Maybe 1 on beach, 2 on obs, 2 on ruins. Players going out. Tommy in the castle. Razor with the auto shotgun. He's going to have to do some work. Kuko having this sniper. The charge goes out. Sleep. Both Molotovs on him. He's ready. He's waiting, but nothing pushes through. Observation is being teased at slowly, but Razor, he's looking, and he does have the observation windows facing away from him. He can probably surprise and get the kills. Sako having the Saber. Shots going out. Plepto, Colin, Sachi, all in this observation. Oh, my gosh, the nade meant to get the bomb, gets Razor instead. Photon sitting here. The Molotov goes out. Photon doing nothing. Photon completely just sitting there waiting for his death. Tommy running away. Oh, the disconnect. What is that story? Tommy takes out Exaco in return. That Saber being a huge taking out, but Sleep gets picked off. Camino pushing in, and it is down to just Kuko. Kuko takes shots out, gets nothing. He runs in with the pistol and dies to the 4-stack that is Holland, Camino, Plepto, and Sachi. A very clean cut round from Neo by the Photon disconnecting, going in to having Neo on defense. This sets a very good standard. How can Neo turn this around and get the defense rounds that Q2 did?
Well, it's all going to be on an attack here. And first off, it's going to not be 4v5. So it depends on if Photon has these cache problems. But I think they need to obviously win the C-Store round, which is very important and a precedent for attacker economy going forward. They need so once they win that, if they win that C-Store round, let's say they keep alive most of their weapons, they go onto that kill house. Now, see, they could be thinking about this kill house, the next kill house coming up, and be like, okay, the easiest way to get there is probably wall charge from hallway onto bomb site. So we might need to do something different in breach, for example, arcade or ghost storage. But having wall charge onto storefront is just such a guarantee most of the time that they might as well do that instead. So it's going to be interesting to see how they react to how Neo attacked them and see if they decide to do it the same way they did.
And
I do feel
we
like
have
storage is a really nice play here. I'm not gonna lie. I know that you like. Okay, it's storefront. This is easy, but I feel like there's enough defender points in storefront that they could make it difficult to play on, right?
Mhm.
Whereas then I feel like you can push this, get onto this sight line, right? You get a nice little smoke or something here, lets you get established into storefront. Gives you a little bit of cover, and you can start working your way in just as easy as using the charge here.
Oh yeah, or a peek hole on storefront while working
Yup.
green. That could
Yep.
also work. So it'll be interesting to see how they work it out. But it
Mhm.
looks like they do intend on using that wall charge on storefront.
Yeah, I agree with like a peak hole right here would be a very strong play, right? It lets you try to hold freezer, allowing your team to try to push in through fridges. Right?
Mhm.
It would also allow you to get maybe a look in on what could be going on up in this area before your team breaches in third green. But
and going into
yeah.
the round, we see the flashes ready. We see only 2 bars planned out from Project Neo. And I mean, as you said, the storage play can be very powerful if done right, but it looks like that Kirita are just going to go for the bog standard storefront breach. The breach goes out, Razor, Sleeve, Photon, the entire team goes in, flashes, hits. Kamina, kind of low. Kamina dies. Razor gets one, Photon gets one, Sachi fully flashed. Razor is able to make this into a 3v2. V5. Plebdo, the auto shot, hitting out, but not really getting anyone. Now he gets it, hitting 1. Plebdo gets 2. It's almost even. Kuko low. Can Photon get it? Photon gets the trade with Plebdo. It's a 2v1. Holland full health. Kuko low. Tommy still has full. They're starting to put pressure on the bomb, but they don't know where he is.
Yeah.
Bomb being
He can
defused at
spray out the
50%.
freezer
At
and
60
get both.
defense. Molotov goes too short. Colin is going to have to win this gunfight. But can Tommy get it? Tommy gets sent to the ground. It's a Kuko v Colin fight, both near at low health. Colin has the knack. Kuko gets it. Kuko defuses the bomb, making it a even game. Dancing around, switches will be shut down. Yes, he will. Kuko
He needs
gets
the
it.
clacker. He needs the clacker.
He does.
Bad.
Does he know where
He's
it
got
is?
5
Is it on
seconds. He's got to
screen?
figure. Oh, did they drop it outside?
Yeah,
They may have
I
dropped
think
it
he gets
outside.
it.
Will he get it?
He got it. He got
Oh,
it.
he got it.
Oh.
An Integra part going in to Kill House. I mean, what a strong opening from the side of Kirita and a strong response from the side of basically Plepto. I mean, can Kirita kind of take that momentum they got from winning that first round into this second? This is a tough Kill House to attack, but can they do it? Break it down for me.
Well, this is a really hard map to assault, and both teams have already used their wall charge on C-Store, so I think we're going to see Neo just drop and again, they only used 2 barbed wire in that first round, which means they can pretty much go all out here with barbed wire and try to get as many picks and chokes as they can here, which is going to make this a really difficult map to push.
Oh yeah. I don't know if office might be a good place to go. I think it's a little easier than taking kitchen because I mean, with the lines of sight that they have as on defense onto that green door, it's just too much to handle in my opinion. Versus going through brick house onto the back of bomb site. It may be easier, because of the cover that you have to work with. So like if you pop 1 flashbang into bomb site, maybe 2, you get it, and then you just have to work post plant. basically, post bomb control. But obviously, it's not a fun map to attack unless you get a wall charge because there's just so many angles and wall bangs they could get you from. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
It really is. And going close to it, we see the mop being brought out of the defense. We see three barbs kind of being cutting this map into a very like two sides, east and west. The question is which side can get it, the attackers or defenders. I mean, going into it with the smoke out from you, trying to smoke out Colin, trying to smoke out that bar. Photon with the shotgun, Tommy with the charge. We see a grenade on the side of the attackers. And I mean, we don't see the very aggressive approach that created a more laid-back approach. Izako taking that early fight. Kamina, Plebdo taking this. Oh, wow. Kuko throws out the smoke, makes it a bit simple. The door seems to be open. Shots running out. Tommy is stuck in this corner. Razor is brought down low. Will this nade do enough? Will this nade take it out? Molotov goes out. So does the nade, destroying the barbed wire, making it a free door. 3 stacked up on the side of Neo. Sachi looking to see if he can get this barb down, trying to make that nade do nothing. Oh, it does. Tommy stuck up high, but
redeploys late barb. Oh goodness.
oh wow, the entire side of Kyuta is stuck in this kitchen. It looks like a death trap for.
Yeah, I'll say the reason why they were so successful last match is they were able to push fast, and they're just stuck right now.
It really is. Photon throws with the flash. Oh, the flash may be 2, but it doesn't do it. Another second flash goes. So does the third. Tommy gets one. Sachi draws on Tommy. Sleep gets on Plepto. A flurry of trades, making it a 3v5 on the side of Neo. Razor taking shots out even though he has low health. Razor pushing up, he gets punished by Kamina. It's a 3v3, even on both sides. Kyuta Sleep do have damage on them, but that doesn't mean they're out of this round yet. Photon taking these jumps, Sleep pushing up. Kuko has the KR from the body of Colin. Sachi stuck in back, so is Izako and Kamina. This door looking like them trying to shoot through it, looking like they're trying to take these picks. Oh, Izako gets one. Photon rushing in. Can Photon get the kill? Photon pushing into both these plays. Photon gets punished. Sleep and Sachi taking these fights. Who can get it? The bomb is ticking down. 10 seconds left to get on this bomb site. Oh, Sachi gets Sleep, making it a 3-2 game. What a complete clinic from the side of the defenders, pushing back, making sure they run into their shots, and I mean hitting their shots.
Yeah, Katura had an opportunity there, just as I had said that they were kind of getting bogged down. I think they were just getting ready to push as fast as they freaking could. They did get control of that one side, but again, you're funneled down into this really narrow area, right? And just good snipes and overall choices by the defending team. Really, again, just picking the attackers apart as they pushed in.
Most definitely, and going into Kill Dome, can Kyuta make this a 3-3 even half? I mean, we do see all of these entrances. We do see that. I mean, Neo able just to overrun and outgun the entire side of Kyuta last round, but can they do it again? Omerta, I want you to break down how can the defense completely stop the side of Kyuta, and how can Kyuta adapt to that and make them try to get the 3-3?
So the problem with taking ruins is that you have castle peeking onto you on almost every exit. So you've got you got these barbs down here up on ruins. You got people playing up, head glitching next to bomb, playing underneath. It's kind of a very difficult push there. Observation gives you power, and at the same time you get castle control. So once you turn off power, kick down the door, you're able to work into ruins because it's pretty difficult to see there. But it seems like Katura want to work with the element of surprise here and go strictly to ruins and just bang them out and start pushing onto site. But I don't know if that's the brightest idea. I mean, it may work if they have the superior gun skill, but when it comes to defending this, there's nothing easier. It's a dream for me to stay in castle and not be contested from observation while I shoot people in ruins.
Yeah, I do find it interesting that they're going to try to utilize you can kind of see the outline of a smoke. If you can get it right on this little corner here and give yourself a little pillow blanket to just run through to the opposite side of the ruins, it doesn't look like defenders really are going to put any stock in defending this right side of it. So you might be able to get a toehold there, kind of giving yourself a little bit more room to play with across the whole side of ruins.
I mean, that really is the fact. We see the 2 barbs on observation. We see no barbs on ruins. I mean, all this utility being used the previous rounds, they could get punished. Tommy has this charge, has this stack up on the side of Kirita. Sachi getting ready. Only 1 barb on ruins with the Molotov. Can this Molotov go deeper? Will it go short? He waits a little bit. Oh, he's able to get some damage out. Photon taking so much. Shots ring out. Tommy gets the first blood. Sachi immediately shut down. Oh, the nade goes out. Izako gets one on Razor. Ikazo having this mop, having this long sideline. Colin shuts down Tommy, and it makes it a 4v3. Sleep, Photon, so little health. Maybe will do nothing. They're sitting in these bushes, able to do it. Kamina gets 1. Photon punished. He has this little health, and so does Sleep. It looks like that. I mean, Kirito will just immediately hit hard from this entry and then punish from this entry. Sleep throws a flash, tries to get one. He doesn't seem to be doing anything. Can he go on call him? No, he doesn't. Kamino is able to shut him down immediately. Kuko is going to have to make a play as it's round point. It's the half, and if he just sits there and does nothing, Kuko gets 1, and Kuko get 2. Fights go out, but no, Kamina takes the peek outside red door, able to shut down Kuko, and able to make this a 4-2 half from the side of Neo.
Yeah, Neo just looks like they have their number. they had really good positioning there once again to go against that play. They all were able to shift to accommodate what was happening by Katura, and man, it just seems like they're calling all the right shots here on Team Neo right now.
Really does. I mean, going to the second half, what are they going to have to do? Is this going to be another 4-2, 7-2 game? Because Ikazo's hitting his shots, Colin, Plebdo shutting down these pushes, and we're going to need to see some other playmakers from the side of Kitura come out and, I mean, just try to win rounds, because it looks like that they have nothing. It really does. Going into Vulcan Exile, I mean, this factory map looks very different, very powerful.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what Merita thinks about this map in particular.
Well, so I think the obvious breach is the red door on dock. You could access Fen by going to storage and shooting it out, so I don't think sacrificing a charge here is worth it on the Fen. So you have this beautiful split on Pipeworks and possibly taking office control. But I mean, as a defender, holding servers and holding office is a must, because that's how you work in and around the bomb and the entries here. Servers can pretty much hold down that green push if possible without long angle, maybe with the mop. When it comes to door charging this dock, you have people in office and even in the trucks as they start swinging out wide and behind the conveyors to basically start spraying them down. As an attacker, I mean, just whatever I said, but the reverse. Taking office here is pretty strong thing to do, and taking servers as well, as it gives you not only power, but you got control of this whole back line here. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Sure. This is actually, it's kind of interesting. This map in particular reminds me of some of the older factories that used to be out. So it's kind of nice to see that they're kind of starting to go back in that direction a little bit, where you have some of these areas where you get these crazy little long lanes, but they're well defined.
Yeah, and as you go from setup into the round, the charge on docks, I mean, this is going to try and get onto bomb immediately, but this overlook from office looks very strong. Ikazo on the mop, Plebdo on the auto shotty, especially right behind this door where they get caught out. Even if they do go green door, Kuko has the saber. They start to stack up on the docks. Flash goes through, but it isn't able to go through these windows. Pushing out into it from sleep into the truck. Kamina trading shots out. Colin able to get Kuko shutting down the saber. They have no support. Doc is just being completely captured by the side of Neo. Sachi ringing out shots. He gets it back. Oh, Kazu's able to go in. Kamina is able to get one. Razor sleep shut down. Tommy pushes up. Can Tommy get one? No, Tommy immediately gets punished. Photon's able to have to do some work. The flash and the black tar. Kamina kind of takes these beats. Kamina kind of takes these angles, but Photon looks like he's about to run away and try and just save the clacker and make sure the
Additional
next
save.
round is secure. Omerta,
Alright,
Zach,
well,
how did this go so wrong?
First domino fell was Kuko getting killed by a Gruber versus the Saber out of office, right? Without being able to have any snipe support off of the office, it just basically allowed Neo to take every possible position, not only from office but from bomb, and just pick them apart right off of that doorway.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we kind of just see that all 5 of these players from Neo are still alive. All 5 of these players from Neo are still relatively healthy. I mean,
Yeah.
Kirita did
Yeah,
almost
it might have
nothing.
been
Like,
good to call an audible at that point.
yeah,
Right? Kuko
yeah,
got dropped,
definitely.
and it might have been like, okay, let's rotate. We're gonna go to storage. There, leave one person and try to get long range picks
Mm-hmm.
off of the door and just abandon the plan. But they
Yeah.
they all just piled in, and we kind of saw the result of that.
I
you
mean,
know? I mean, they did. Neo had the green door covered too. Auto shotgun was just sitting on it, just waiting. So, I mean, who knows if the audible would have worked either, but at that point, you've kind of made your play, and now all of a sudden it got completely shut down, and at that point you kind of gotta, it might be sometimes better just abandon and try to go off the cuff, just because, they had perfect mollies on door, they were just waiting for him to come in, they had all the sight lines in the world. They knew exactly what your plan was. And they had gotten the initial pick too. So all of those things kind of worked in conjunction.
Mm-hmm. As we go from factory into the next map, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I mean, we go into C-Store. It's a new C-Store, so it might not have the storefront bomb, but who knows? As we load in and see what round's going to happen. Omerta, I want you to kind of tell me, can Kitura try and win this round, even though it's a storefront bomb? But I mean, it looks very drab. It looks very dire from the side of Kitura.
Oh yeah. It looks like there's a lack. I mean, the planning when it comes on the attacking or defending on Katura's side isn't really optimal in my opinion. They've done some very questionable decisions. They've pushed through choke points. They've pushed rooms unnecessarily that they didn't have to. So that's all gonna have to change now with the storefront blessing of a wall charge, and hopefully they can start clawing back when it comes to defense. Because like I don't know, they decided to just throw everything on to that red door, and there were just a bunch of body bags laid down on the floor there when they started pushing there, waiting for them. So this is it for them. They've got to. This is make or break.
Yeah, and I would say that Katura really did show in the last time they were doing C-Store is as long as they can get a push onto the objective very quickly, that's when they're most effective. But as soon as they start getting bogged down or slow down, or they're trying to, gear up for a push, or they're being delayed by things, when they're not able to fully execute their plan flawlessly, when there's a lot of wrenches getting thrown into it, seems like they're really getting picked apart and start to make bad decisions, right? When it's just get on site, hold this door, right, and then get everything locked down, they're doing great. But as soon as they have to start trying to figure out a way around things, their decision making has been, has started to break down.
Definitely going into Ghost Nimrod. I mean, we do see the wall charge on Tommy waiting to go into storefront, waiting to see if they can immediately take this, but the barbs are set up and ready. Colin Plepto ready for this bomb. Plepto immediately goes off. Colin goes on the Molotov. Kazo has the mop on a close range, and he probably will get to go. Colin immediately gets first out. Sleep gets 2. Camino is able to get Photon, making it a 3v4. Tommy low. Sleep. Kuko near half. Sleep gets 1. Sleep able to defy the odds, getting Kamina. Ikazo, Sachi gonna have to try and do God's work if they're able to get it done. Ikazo having this mop around this Teledor. Tommy sitting there low, Razor low. He gets traded out. The nade goes into Tele. Will the nade do anything? The nade does. He's able to get a Kazo. Sachi takes on Razor. On Tele nade, making it a 1v3. Sachi full health. Sleep. Tommy low. Bomb is being pinged. Bomb is being completely just stuck and diffused. Sachi's not able to go to arcade fast enough. Kuko is able to be taken out. We see this round being won and making it a 5-3 game. Okay.
Again, it just goes to show you they're being very effective once they are able to breach and get things locked down. It seems like their decision making and push ability is much stronger than when we've seen Katura get stuck and then they're trying to figure out what they need to do, and it just seems like they keep trying to push the play, and it might not be working. We'll see what ends up happening on this map. Again, this was oh no, we're on a new one. Oh, nice. Yeah, I just remember we just switched around. This is a really interesting kill house as well, though. Goodness. Omerta, you want to break this one down for us? Because
I mean, you know, I'm lost on what they're gonna do. Yeah, definitely.
That hallway, ooga.
I think did they pick up? I don't think they picked up the clacker. So did they pick up the clacker?
No, I don't
think they did.
really
No, I don't
did.
think. I don't think they have a clacker. I could be wrong though, but let's say they do. This long hallway has a lot of barriers there, so it's not like you can really hold it with the long range weapon. But you could have like little spots in between those crates or behind those half walls with an auto shotgun or a shotgun. Sorry, because auto shotgun was used last time. The button is placed in a very deep spot in the hallway, so you got to take it essentially. And I think there is no clacker. I'm pretty sure there is no clacker. So it looks like all 5 of them are going to have to go through reception here, and one nade is not going to be enough. This is going to be a tough time for Katura here because pushing office alone is difficult. Pushing hallway through kitchen is difficult. And taking vault finally, I think they're just gonna run out of time even if they do get those kills is running out. But
5 defensive barbs too. Oof.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
Seems impossible.
Choking
But...
off everything. It does look like they do have clacker for this round though, so they are going to go for this kitchen push. But
you're running down this long
Photon saved
hallway,
it round
though.
one. Yeah, I remember now.
They lost Saber too. Sleep has the auto shotgun here. Maybe that can do something. I don't know though.
Maybe you can take these short corners as the charge is placed. The charge about to go out. We see this utility from the side of Kirita. Kuko kind of peeking reception, kind of teasing it as the charge breaches. Sachi, Neo. And so the entire side of them kind of stacking upon this hallway. Kuko takes some shots out. Kuko is kind of checking out these corners. Sleep with the auto shotty. Getting ready if there's a reception push. 2 Molotovs each, going up 4 in total. Razor's able to get one on Sachi. Molotov goes out, but it does nothing. Slows down the attackers as well, though. Plebdo taking shots out. Plebdo has the Molotovs ready. He throws another one. It goes a bit deep, and it was still able to not hit anyone. Plebdo's low. Plebdo's kind of hurt. He may get hurt more. Razor shooting his shot, and is able to do nothing. Photon taking damage. Photon, is he going to blow? He's so low. Photon had 12 health. Not knowing he was in the Molotov. That changes everything. Flashes.
Next defensive line.
Oh no. That's flash because of Sleep. Can he get it? No. Plebdo shuts down Sleep with the Molotov, making it a 4v4. But Photon, with such low health, it may as well be a 4v3. Photon still able to take shots with a flash because that. So does the second one. Can it get it? Colin backing off. Kuko still has 2 smokes. He starts shooting. Oh, Kuko gets 1. Razor gets 1. Tommy.
Here we go.
He's able to do this. Oh, Razor gets 2. The bomb is being defused. Kamina gets Tommy. Can Kamina make it so that this bomb doesn't get defused? 2 seconds. 1 second set. 95, 100%. Kuko is able to get it. Kuko is able to still get Kamina after that. Make it a 5v4.
Such patience. Wow. I thought they were just going to run out of time with the amount of mollies. Neo kept falling back, and it just looked absolutely dire. But man, Katura just playing so patiently that they were able to eventually break through the defense. Man, what? And that was what was that? Basically a 3v4 in that back section.
Basically. And Kuko had to fight 2 players, and he was still able to come out alive. I mean, going to this factory, this could change everything. If it makes it a tie game, we might see Kirito win it. And I mean, Amurda, I want you to break down how is New able going to attack this factory so that Kirito can't make it an even game.
So I think it's gonna do what Katura did not do initially, is take some green control along with the duck, because office is just so strong. You need that to at least be able to push onto duck. But going strictly green is not enough, in my opinion, because you need to push out this area down south. You need to take control of this as well. But having office peek down onto you, or even from these trucks, are like angles you can't really support on your own. So I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't know how Katura plan on holding it. They do. Looks like they seem to be drawing a barb there. Looks like they want to hold green from the office catwalk, and have maybe say Ikaza with the saber push up here and pick some angles and clear office as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But like, you don't need to really. I mean, I think Neo could straight eco this round and not really worry, because you could shoot out. I mean, they could eco this round, have pipe control by shooting out the fan, of course, and and this gamble that they'll be able to take office control without the help of Doc, maybe throwing mollies into there or having office heavily contested.
Yeah,
But
question for you too, Amorta too. Do you feel that this defense that they're putting up is a little bit too early in terms of holding the green door? Do you feel like you should let them in a little bit more and then try to hold
well,
from
the
the
choke,
base of the stairs? Or
well, you could obviously, but the choke on the door from up here is not bad. As you see, Razor is peeking it along with maybe Kuko with him up. So it's a really good angle. I mean, putting a barb down onto that stairway isn't really enough, in my opinion, because it gives that. I mean, attackers can just simply ignore it and go into pipeworks, and then what? You're just going to be stayed up in there, and it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Coco is holding it now. I don't know. They're pre-firing that door.
Shots ring out. Ikazo, so late.
Oh,
I mean, he's so far behind. He's trying to see if there's any fan
he
push.
gets a body.
Oh my gosh. The body hit from Kuko. Oh, but no. Pleb was able to get Razor, forcing Kuko back. It makes it a 45. Pleb was able to get Kuko again. Sleep gets one, making it more even, but this doesn't do enough. Plepto's pushing up late into office. The Molotov goes out, kind of shutting down his reinforcements. But Plepto, with full health, almost full health, shoots out the fan, allowing Ikazo to kind of run in with the saber and start making more impact rounds. Sleep, Plepto shooting out. Oh, Colin's able to get Sleep though, saving his teammate and making it a 4v2. Plepto at low health, Colin at low health. I mean, Tommy's going to have to use his Ignore to do some damage. Photon up close. Photon plus Molotov, it doesn't do enough. Kamina's able to get Tommy, shutting him down and making it a 4v1. There is still 2 low players on the side of Neo, but that isn't enough as Ikazu is able to get Photon, completely shutting down this defense and making it a 6v4. Going into match point, going into this second round of this 4th set, and we are gonna have to see some changes being made from the side of Katura if the defense is gonna work.
So they had the right idea, but they just executed it wrong when it comes to defending that green take here. After Kuko got a body shot on storage, he should have just retreated. Razor peeked up, tried to like maybe help Kuko while he retreats. But I feel like in the case, maybe if he had a Molotov just and landed it right here to stop them from pushing up and getting a double kill, which Plebdo did, would have been helpful. But instead, they just decided to take unnecessary firefights, and it just went downhill from there.
yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't take a molly for that green door either. If you were thinking, hey, we want to get him on this choke early, it might have behooved them to. You get your initial shot, you throw the Molotov for your teammate to fall back, right? Then you don't have to step up to try to, get chip damage with. I believe he was using the Legros, which ultimately got him gunned down.
I mean, definitely going to the C store, going back into Ghost Nimrod with the storefront bomb, we're gonna have to see a miracle happen. If Tweet are able to stop this Neo push into storefront, I want to see something out of this defense side, and I want to see you guys' thoughts on, can this happen, and if so, how does it happen?
I mean, the only way I can see it is you try to lock some of storefront down. I mean, possibly a barbed wire here to stop any rush into freezer. Freezer is kind of one of your holds. The other spot maybe I'd put either. I mean, you have to be really careful about the barbed wire placement here, but somewhere off of arcade, but not blocking you. So you can freely move along this, but you hold the attackers kind of into this storefront here, right?
Well, definitely, and I mean, Omerta, I want you to give me your thoughts on, can maybe Kurita stop this storefront push before it happens? Will the open up work? Will anything work going into it?
Well, it looks like the attackers might go in for the double charge here, which would make it difficult for anybody that's holding in freezer because you won't see that coming. Like I wouldn't predict that, but it looks like Neo want to go for the win. But the way Katera can win this is basically by being deceiving when it comes to basically let attackers use all their flashbangs initially, don't contest them early, and then try to swing on them very late. Once they're down with the utility and you have the better weaponry, and hoping they make a mistake, because once they get control of that storefront, there is no other way. It looks like they might go for that button push on storefront, as you see Razor, Coco, and Tommy ready for Plebdo.
Ikazu gets one. The 5-4 right off the bat. The open up right off the bat. Razor gets one, making it an even game. But at this point, we see a very, very kind of now recalibration from both teams as they go into the 4v4.
Guerrilla
freezer
tactics
charge
being
is-
used.
Most definitely. And-
I think both teams are especially for this being like possibly the bubble round. They're going all out with some strats here.
They really are. They're gonna have to. The aggressive side. Oh, what? What? What?
I don't know. Was that intentional? Oh, looks like he lagged out. And maybe?
Oh, they
Oh.
ended up. Yeah, he must have.
Yeah,
They must
okay.
have. Got
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Sad.
All right.
Sag. Well,
Neo
I thought
trying to
that
make
was
it work though. Neo trying to make this work.
4v3. It's doable.
Super delayed storefront.
Oh, Kamina has two flashes. Kamina throws the flash. Ikazo, Colin both have the snipers. Both have the long range, but will it do good against the Razors? KR, shots ring out. Shots do nothing. Tommy's able to get Ikazo. Kamina's able to get Kuko, making it a 2v3. 2v1. Kamina's able to get Razor. At this point, Kamina pushing up on the bomb. Photon has a shotgun. Photon's in Tella. We see Kamina kind of touch the bomb. Kamina's confused. Kamina gets killed. A 6v5 going into match point. Can the tie come out? I mean,
That was a little
of
bit
course,
unfortunate, but now
it really was.
That's happened to both teams, so you know
Yeah.
the gods giveth and the gods taketh away, I guess. So
that
each-
lag out.
Each team kind of having a little bit of a connection issue now has kind of brought a little equilibrium into the into the balance of the game.
Definitely.
Wow, they brought both charges on that round too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a big
Neo's-
all-in play that kind of ended in disaster.
Neo is forced in, but I want to kind of talk about before going to this map is the aggressive play from the defense kind of worked.
Yep,
I'm
they had to.
kind of
Yes.
surprised by that.
Yes.
And they lucked out with the disconnect, so a lot of good things happened there. But now I don't know if the defenders got their hands on both the Mop and Saber, which could be really good here. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
And I mean, you see that going into it. I want to kind of wonder is Arcuta going to do the same hallway push that Neo did? And if they do, will it work? Because it didn't work last time. So, Omerta, like, is that giving you a breakdown on can this hallway defense work? Can putting 4 barbs in one room be
I mean, one of the hard parts is about this is that you're gonna want to, if they're gonna push kitchen, right? I mean, your defense needs to be set up so that you can fall back. Granted, it's looking like the attackers are coming in from office now, which is a little bit different from what happened last time. So, last time we saw this push from kitchen, they had to walk all the way down this hallway, and then what ended up happening is the defenders had less and less real estate to work with until they got pegged into this one little corner. You know, if you push in reception this way, while you have to clear this office, you have a much shorter way to the bomb, right? And you can swing in behind. You also have a one-way walkway here too. So you get a really clean shot on anybody that's on this further corner, which lets you be able to get up to this bomb a lot faster, right? It lets you be able to rotate back then onto the vault, and it means you can leave one or two people kind of just either watching this corner, you know. So we saw last time the defenders had a lot of real estate to work with. I feel like the real estate is shorter to work with here.
Definitely going to this round, a lot of things are going to need to happen. We see the charge kind of being placed, the wall charge. That's confusing, but a charge goes out into office. So does the Molotov, the smoke, interception. Plebdo already in reception, already pushing up. Can he make this work? The Barb kind of slowing down the attacks, but no one is back up to defend it. 2 flashes out, 2 players pushed out of office. We see a 4-stack all up in a hallway. Tommy shooting out. Plebdo opening the door. Tommy trying to see if he can lower the health. The flash goes out. Sleep can full flash. Plebdo, can he get the kill? Sleep is completely blind, and Sleep dies to Plebdo. The opening kill. Plebdo gets the 3rd. No, he can't. Tommy gets 1. Tommy is having it with this KO. Can he get another? Tommy gets 2. We see Sachi. Sachi, you pushes up through the bump. Razor has the auto. Razor pushing up on this kill. Ikazu getting 1. Kuko having to make the hero play, having to get it, but no, he can't. Kamina gets Kuko. Kamina gets the round, and we see the GGs come out, making it a 7-5 win from the side of Neo. Way different from the previous game, but overall, it doesn't matter as Neo wins this round 2-0 over Kirita.
Yeah, I think it started to fall apart in Brick House when they had the late Barb. Sleep had the right idea, but he had no backup, and then just got shotgunned after being full flash. Nobody was covering the door, you know, or being ready to pick off of that door, playing some anti-flash possibly for him to fall back and have some safety. And then after that, it was just, you know, Plebdo walking up with shotguns and just stuffing it in people's chests, right? I did not see that the defenders had taken the Saber either, which was a nice little thing. The problem being is, again, the attackers took the short route instead of the long one, so Saber became much less preferable. It might have been worth to try to do a rotate behind the attackers sooner to try to get them from behind, but yeah, at that point it was already kind of too late.
Of course, and Omoda, like, what are your final thoughts on this series? Is Neo as cracked out as this to be, or did Kirita kind of just throw it away? Is Neo just gonna be able to take this season and run with it and get into the promotion?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're first or second in a way, because if I remember correctly, in the tournament, the DPL teams get to choose who they're playing against, if I'm not mistaken. So like, it's not over for Katura. I wouldn't say they should, you know, hang their heads in shame or anything after this performance today. I mean, they did play well. They did show some signs of good teamwork on defense. Their attack, not so much, but it's not set in stone yet. And you never know if there's any new emerging talent with new teams, because in Rivals you could sign up whenever, and like we have 1 or 2 weeks of maybe a new team that shows up and blows our mind, you know, like just surprises us and does very well. So I mean, but Neo definitely one of the favorites to make it into the tournament along with the Katura. But there's other teams that we should be looking out for, especially in these coming weeks.
Yeah, I think
course,
there's definitely a few takeaways here for Katura. Definitely some things to improve and work on, but yeah, I wouldn't count them out anytime soon. So they showed some good skills, some good plans, but definitely a lot of cleanup and areas where they can improve. And yeah, well, we'll see where they are next week. So
And I mean, great games, great series, and overall 2 really good teams duking it out. But I think that kind of closes it out from us over here at the DPL, at least for today. An amazing first DPL game and an even more close rivals game from 2 really well positioned teams. And I can't wait to see what happens both in rivals and DPL this upcoming week. So